welcome back to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 90 of Long Story Short. I guess I've been on vacation too long and I forgot to how to run a show, live show. I haven't done a podcast, and I mean, like, I've done a podcast.
Come on, Aaron, let's go.
But how's everyone
Jesus
doing?
Christ.
Oh man, things are good. Things are good, man. Happy to be back. Eventful prior week, but we're back in the saddle again, ready to talk about some comic books. So thank you for joining us, Igor. I see you there, bro. Let's fucking go. I just demonetized us out of the gate. Apologies, but that's for you, bro.
Hey, that's my job.
So we like to apologize to our sponsors over at Bird City Comics, but make sure you use the code Nirvana to get a 10% discount off their website and sign up for their text line.
The biggest thrill is seeing if you can make it through the monetization after you curse.
Or to see if they catch it. Hey, that looks familiar.
Yeah, Aaron gave this to me,
in the corner. He's flexing his Campbell collection.
This boring. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but I heard Carter went to the National, so
hey, there you go. Carter's got his shades on. There we go, baby.
That's a real show.
They're right, but they were right by me. I'm like, let's do it. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was just so much. It was overwhelming. I was hoping to find some pop culture stuff, but no, it was mainly strictly like just sports stuff. And what I noticed the last time it was in my area, you could see the celebrities, while they were signing, but this go around, like, they recorded off and you couldn't see anybody. Like, if you weren't searching for autographs, then you would have swore that nobody was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting.
It was like that. Yeah.
But because I mean, like, Artist Alley is kind of the opposite, right? You can literally like see all the artists and creators all in different sections, or throughout the con. I mean, you can even wander around the streets and run into artists and stuff like that. I mean, that happened to me like several times. Like, even like like, I met Lobos a long time ago. Like, I ran into him like literally outside of a bar, and then he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then we caught up, and then he invited me and Brian back to where he was streaming next for one of his like eBay live sales or whatnot, or whatever he was on.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. That is super cool.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick to Justin Shannon, you guys should do a show where you each show your 10 favorite books. That is a great freaking idea, man. We are going to do that. You guys up for that?
Actually, I'm down to do that.
All right, well, we will do that. Let us figure out a time to do that, but that's a great idea. Our 10 favorite books. We'll see if we can rope a few other people into that show, but I think that's a great idea. That's not an easy ask, picking 10 out of your collection, but we will do that. Great suggestion, bro.
I'm going to make them all slabs to make it easy. Because I already have like at least 6 of them picked out because they're on my wall. But anyways, that's another story. Yeah, and then the one sad part was I didn't get a chance, or I didn't get to meet DeVoe because he couldn't make to make it to the con.
Always elusive.
But cover price, they're still a great tool. So you should give them a shot. And if you haven't, you can use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. But yeah.
Hey, Karen, congrats on meeting Jeff. He's a great dude. The nicest guy you probably meet. So that's awesome. I hope you asked me for a couple of ideas. I hope you went with more than just that, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but glad you got a chance to meet him. He's a cool guy.
All right, that would be fun. All right, let's get the show started, because otherwise I feel like we could talk all night. Just like,
yeah, we can go all night. All right, so Listen, normal disclaimer. We're not a Hot 10 show. We're not nothing. We're just talking about cool comic books. So don't run out and buy these on eBay. This is to help you on the hunt. That's all the show's about. Books to maybe keep an eye open for when you're digging. So anyway.
Oh, hey, and I gotta be careful about saying buy it from our eBay because I have some of these books. So all right.
All right. So we're gonna hit some Golden Age right out of the gate. Exciting Comics number 53. I don't know why I'm talking about this. This has been on my search for years, but what the hell? This is a beautiful Schomburg cover. The first appearance of Ms. Mask. A 9.8 sold. Sorry, a 9.2. Excuse me, 9.2 sold for $5,700 back in late 2021. Only 21 of these on the census. That 9.2 was from the Promise collection, which is pretty damn cool. But with Blonde Phantom getting hot, can these Golden Age heroes catch on? I don't know, but this is a book I've wanted for as long as I can remember. Carter, you don't have this, right? Tell me you don't have it.
Absolutely not. If I had it, you would know.
How many Schomburgs do you have?
I don't think. If I had any Schomburgs, you would.
So know. I'm sending a Schomburg. I didn't put it on the show, but Joe is receiving my most recent Schomburg pickup. I sent you a picture of it, Joe. It's a bondage cover with Ms. Mask on it. And Joe is going to get it. I'm shipping it out tomorrow.
So is the Promise collection the highest graded, the 9.2?
I think there was actually one higher than a 9.2. I think there may have been a 9.4.
Okay.
But I think that was the most recent of the higher grade sales.
Yeah. Well, and just also having that, was it the pedigree label? I think it makes it pop that much more.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really sharp book. I mean, this character has a similar vibe to Blonde Phantom, who's recently sort of taken off. But yeah, but this has been my eBay searches for a long time. Of course, it never comes up. But
yeah, I know Antarctic Press kind of tried to revitalize Exciting Comics, and they had some really good covers, but nothing to what this is. I mean, like, there's like 5 or 6 of them that I think that are pretty phenomenal, and this is one of them.
Well, just wait until they do the facsimile.
Foil. The authentic foil facsimile.
Yeah. All right.
We're going to get into some San Diego Comic-Con books here because it just happened and it just feels wrong not to talk about them. So for me, this might have been the best book at San Diego, and I only say that for a couple of reasons. And I'm probably going to contradict myself in a couple of slides, but Campbell is as hot as any artist I've ever seen currently. I wasn't there, but Aaron can attest. I mean, his book sold out within a day or a day and a half. I like this one a lot. This is the only version of this cover currently. Let me qualify that because, if it goes, he'll do another one. But right now, like, this is the only version of this cover. 2,200 is not small in the grand scheme of things, but for Campbell collectors, these will end up in collections one day, most likely. And, you probably will have a harder time tracking these down. I think this is really well done. There's a lot of Spider-Gwen collectors out there. It kind of has a vibe that takes you back to like some of her earlier books with the background. And I just thought this was really well done. This book is probably selling for roughly $100 right now on eBay, but this is one I could see kind of, fading away over, the next several months as people put it away in their collections.
Yeah, I mean, the buy-in for this book was $35 unsigned, and the whole thing about the J. Scott Campbell booth was you could only buy 2 books per transaction, and the line was always capped every time I walked by. So So, and then you can't just wait around at the next booth to try to get into the line because there's people at the end caps like watching for that, and the like even security will tell you to keep on walking and stuff like that. Like no joke, it happens everywhere.
Keep moving, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah. And then like out of all the covers, like I did want this the most out of the J. Scott Campbell, and I probably got the most requests for all of the covers, especially the Witchblade. So so I know someone that did make it through the line on previous night, and they waited 2 hours. So shout out to Vinny for waiting 2 hours for that.
Jesus. So if you're there, say like on a Friday or a Saturday, like how much of that waiting just eats up the day?
Yeah, I mean it's that situation where you have to get there early enough to the con before like they open the doors, and then you basically have to be like first within the door and then go straight there. Don't stop anywhere else.
Are you sprinting there? Like
I never showed up that early. So
I gotta imagine people just like power walking.
I mean
the booth.
I mean, I will say I was up late one of the nights, like probably something like Friday to Saturday or something like that. And I was up like I was outside smoking a cigarette, and I was like right on Fifth Avenue, like where I go straight to the con. And I saw people walking to the con already like at 5 a.m. And I was like kind of like, dang, like the floor doesn't open for another 3 hours. So you're like literally gonna wait 3 hours outside. And
listen, man, people pay big bucks to go on that trip with the hotels, the tickets, the flights, whatever. They're gonna go get theirs as soon as they can. So
to get that one exclusive they really
man,
want.
I get it, man.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, I guess I had such a big want list that like it wasn't the top priority of my list. It was, I mean, it was like attempt to get into the JSC line, but if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen.
But I mean, like I said, you were there, but everything I heard that his lines were nuts. Like,
it was always capped off every time I walked by.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like I try to walk by like every 10 minutes or anything like that.
Bro, you see what this book did on Clutch's auction, man? It's insane.
How much did it sell for on Clutch's auction?
Shit, one of these went for like almost $400.
No
signed.
Shit.
Yeah, and then he did one with a remark, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Some of his STC books start slow and they blow up. I just think that this one, if he leaves it alone, which I'm not saying he will, this might be one of those that just in 2 years is a big, big book. So
I feel like he will leave it alone, because if you watch all his preview videos of what he was bringing to San Diego, like on the back of the Ultimate Spider-Man 4, you could see what the SCCC book was, like all 4 covers on the back, right? And then for the Ghost Spider title, this was the 3rd cover, and he held those back for the con.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll see. All right, let's keep it going, or we're never going to finish the show tonight. All right, this is another comic book. Now, I'm going to quasi-contradict myself. Like, this is limited to 300, right? So's Micah. You guys know that I love her, man. Like, I think she is unbelievable. For a book that has 300 copies, allegedly. Like, who the fuck knows? But let's pretend that these guys aren't committing fraud just for a second, that they're honest business people.
So I met the business people, and they're actually really honest. That they watch our shows, like they watch Beyond Wednesdays and our show as well. And so what they do is, like, whatever they have to minimum print run, they actually pick cherry pick the best copies, and then they do a certificate of destruction where it goes into those locked bins, where paper disposal company picks up those documents, and then they give you that destruction.
Wow.
Well, that's great to hear. That's really great to hear. I think this is beautifully done. I think we talked about this on Stein's show on last Friday night, but I just wanted to touch on this. I think this is one of the best finds from San Diego, and Sosa Micah just continues to get better. Baroness covers are always in demand. I think there's a lot going for this book, personally.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know, like, okay, so the people that, so they knew coming in, okay, so the people that were buying these, they knew it was limited to 300. So I'm like, damn, what was the struggle like for this one? Like waiting in line.
I didn't hear anything about her lines. Honestly, that's a great question, Carter. Because I heard nothing about the lines at her booth.
So I am looking. I did look it up, and it is that store. So big shout out to KRS, for talking to me and Brian. They were really transparent. We just kind of chatted with them. They put all our shows on a giant playlist and play it throughout their store. It's kind of cool.
Man, if we made the show, they must be freaking bored because I mean, of all the shows they can choose from, this one.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. So
this cover is done really well, and the attitude of Baroness, like Sosa Micah nails it, man. It's just
totally spot on show.
Just kind of like aloof and just like, I don't give a shit,
Did you see online that South Korean shooter in the Olympics? Like, she looked like a cyber. She was the badass. She broke the world record for like pistol shooting in the Olympics. Like, it's the same vibe. Like, just totally just like fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was surprised about like how much G.I. Joe stuff was there, like toys, and comics.
G.I. Joe.
Listen, G.I. Joe was my first love as a kid. Like when I got the G.I. Joe hovercraft, like I did very well in one semester of school, and my dad got it for me as a gift. Like I was like literally like on another level of life. Like so like literally, G.I. Joe was my first like love. So I get it, man. I get it. All right, let's keep the show rolling because I think we got some more G.I. Joe to talk about. All right. G.I. Joe #1. This was an SDCC Skybound panel exclusive. A raw sold for $243 based on when I put these slides together. So please, if that's different, don't come after me. That was at the time I put this together. But a really cool foil Cobra cover. Apparently, Aaron has.
Oh yeah! Boom, boom.
What's that M?
Mars.
I
had to ask you, so don't worry.
Okay.
So yeah, so the Mars one was given out at the Hasbro panel, and then the Cobra one was given out at the Skybound panel, and then Big Clutch had this one. So this is the G.I. Joe ash can.
So when they're giving out at panels, what's that like? How do you get it?
So it's kind of cool. So I noticed that they did it multiple different ways. So I showed up late to the Hasbro one, and then as we were entering, they handed us a copy.
Oh.
So because they cycle through people, if someone gives up their seat, leaves, then they let the next person in line in, like even if they're waiting for the next panel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For the Skybound panel, which was a great panel to view, like Daniel Warren Johnson was hilarious, Robert Kirkham, like just talking about like everything that's coming up, and with that panel, I was in there the entire time, and about 30 minutes or so into the panel, they go up and down the rows and count how many people are on the row, count out that many comics, and you take one, pass it down. And then there's someone at the other end grabbing the books. So it was kind of cool that they did that. So, yeah. And some rows are really, or some of those like security people are actually really watching you to make sure you're taking one, and they'll even call you out if you're.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
hey, shout out to Adam, man. Thank you for the super sticker, buddy. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well. But not necessary, but we appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
sweet. Yeah. But what I will say about the Energon universe and everything, I do like how they built up to the G.I. Joe title instead of just like as soon as Skybound and Image got the property rights and just dropped the G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they actually, built up their universe like with Void Rivals and all that, the doing the Transformers. And then for the G.I. Joe, they started introducing individual characters like Duke, the Cobra Book.
Hey, real quick, Aaron, I just wanted we're giving this away tonight, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
We forgot. So anybody who commented, and it's too late, on the show last week is going to get a chance to win this awesome Chrissy Zulo. This is her own exclusive, so this is from her himself. This was a gift from our friends at the Hall of Comics in Westboro, Massachusetts. John, Jake, Manoli, and Chris. So this was a gift from them. We're giving it to you guys. It's pretty badass. If you like bubblegum covers, there's Jubilee right there blowing a bubble. So yeah, we're giving this away tonight for anybody who commented on the video, our last video.
Nice. That is cool.
Sweet. Yeah, but beautiful book, and I'm kind of glad I got the whole set. So buy it for my eBay. No, I'm just joking.
And didn't you say that a set went for like $700 or something?
Yeah, so a set sold for like $700, and I think I haven't checked since I've been back what the other copies have sold for, but yeah, I'm not brave enough to auction it.
Hold it, man. Sit on it, man, a little bit, man. Why not?
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to sell it, and then like even if no one buys it, then I know people that would be interested in it. So.
I mean, Cobra, man, never goes out of style. So, man.
Oh yeah, that symbol is definitely like iconic. So, all right, before we spend too much time talking about a panel book.
All right, I can't remember if we ever talked about this book before, but I'm a big fan of it. I don't have it. This is Savage Avengers #1, the Mobius 1 in 100 variant. A 98 of this book sold for 118 at the start of the year. And I want to be clear, that 118 is beyond a steal. You can't find a raw for that price. 52 98s in the sense of 65 total. But I've always really loved this book and never got my hands on it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this book in the wild. Yeah. Or
what about you, Carter? I know this must be on your radar.
No, I never. No, actually, not on my radar at all.
Really?
Yeah,
it's got to be on Tony's radar. Blue green.
When did this come out?
So this was the later run. Like this is like a 2019 run. I want to say on this one.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I never noticed this before.
It's this wasn't a short printed book by any means, but I just don't see this book. And
did this come out right around COVID or anything like that?
Well, it was before. I believe this was the 2019 run, so it definitely didn't get caught up in that COVID nonsense. But yeah, it just it's really well done. I would prefer she had a samurai sword, but whatever, man. Any sword will do. And she's ready to kick some ass.
Is that Conan's sword?
Looks like it, man.
Yeah. It is cool, man.
It looks like an album cover of some sort.
Yeah.
You guys don't know this book? I mean, I've just had my
eyes man.
For fucking ever, man. I've had my eyes on this book for
man, sneaky, man. Ben always pulls out these sneaky books.
Well, the funny thing is, a 98 went for 118. Like this book, people are asking 150 to 200 raw.
That's
crazy. Yeah. I can't explain the logic in that.
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes you get lucky, man. People are just like, fuck it, I'm gonna let it all burn. You know what I mean? And just and they or it was this auction or a bin?
I don't know what.
It had to have been an auction.
It probably for 118. That's an auction price, right?
Yeah, because if it ended in a 5 or 0, then you could assume it's a 5, 0, or a 9, right? Then it's probably a buy it now.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. All right, Joe, this one's for you, brother. You know, the other San Diego Comic-Con book that was doing really well was the 601 homage, The Virgin, with Peter and Mary Jane and the whole family on the couch. This book has a similar vibe. I don't want to say it's an homage to that because I don't believe it is, but it has a similar vibe to that. So this was a Stan Lee exclusive. There was a color and a black and white for this one. Then a 9.8 recently sold for $135, which was the low sale for a 9.8 of this book. The high was in July of 2021 for $346. 318 on the census, 110 in 9.8, which is pretty low, to be honest, for a modern book, particularly for a book like this. And the vast majority, 221, are signature series. Joe, you've got a few of these, right?
Well, no, I've got the Renew Your Vows #1.
Oh, #1. Okay.
Yeah, I've got one of these put away in one of my long boxes, but I've got these.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw. I think I gave you bad information. Then, yeah, those are all obviously great as well. But I don't know. There's something about this book that I would love to have.
Brah.
I hear what Derek's saying. Rather have 601. 601 is much more famous than this book, but when Campbell has as rabid of a fan base in the hobby as anybody, even Hughes, who I would argue has the most. And if you are a Campbell collector, you'd have to have this book in your collection. Would you agree, Joe?
Absolutely. I mean, it's almost. How do I want to say this? Like, you got 601, and then you've got Renew Your Vows 1, and then this is #2, and then you look at what he did this year with the kids on the cover on that. Man, that couch has a lot of miles on it, bro.
There's a lot going.
You know what I'm saying? So for it's almost like a whole saga with this couch and him and Mary Jane and now you throw the Black Cat is cool, and the Stan Lee plush replaces the little teddy bear. That I love that. You know what they're missing? They're missing like some cups on the table there, like a hot chocolate or something like that. But
it's that same couch though, man. There's been a lot of action on that couch.
And it's like these Campbell covers are like this one is up there. Like if my top 20, it's in there.
Wow, big statement from the Campbell expert. Oh, all right, now let's keep going. Let's not get bogged down on Campbell. All right,
I get that one.
You have this book. This book.
No, the color version.
The color version. Okay, this is Secret Avengers 10. This is a Lionel Castanelli 1/100 variant. I couldn't find any recent sales of this. 9 9/8 on the census, 11 total. This is a 1/100 on a book that had 29,000 copies ordered, which means that hardly any stores were qualifying for this. I do not believe there are any store exclusive or any bullshit like that. So this is a genuinely tough book. But there is the color version, which I think might have been like was it open order or was it like a 1 in 25? I can't remember. But this 1/100, and a lot of 1/100s don't go for a lot because they come with books with massive print runs. But this is not the case with this book.
I don't know if I've ever seen the black and white one. I know I've seen the color.
Right.
Adam, so the book we were talking about was Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #2 by J. Scott Campbell, and it was a Stan Lee exclusive variant. Joe, I hear you. The cover on this isn't necessarily something to go crazy about, but the color version is pretty cool. The sketch is, not the greatest, but it is a tough find.
I mean, the Lego crowd though, collectors, those are crazy. Those people are crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time. Like this bleeds over to that community a little bit, right?
Yeah.
The Lego collectors.
Yeah. So I mean, like, are they the ones with all the copies, and where they don't have the?
When you say all the copies, if this is a true 1 in 100 at 29,000, so if you think there's 2,000 stores, that means on average stores are ordering 15 copies of this book. How many were reaching for 100? Midtown, maybe Golden Apple. I mean, there's not that many that were reaching for 100 copies of this book.
True. All right.
Hey, you put it on.
Hold on. The funny thing is, I want to real quick, Joe. You and Carter both hit me up with this book independently. So Carter also sent this for the show tonight. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know who wants to go first, but
who sent it first?
It's up to you guys.
I'll let Carter go. He's got the shades, man. Let the movie star go, baby.
Well, I sent it because I'm a mark for like raw pencil covers. So you got Iron Man Legacy of Doom #1. So yeah, apparently this is a New York Comic Con exclusive from 2008. Wow, that's a long time ago. But I like it just because it, like I said, the raw pencils and was it recreating the Iron Man 150 cover.
Yeah, badass.
Now you're going to see a lot of, Doom books go, but like if you get lucky to get a signing with Robert Downey Jr. and the fact that he's playing Doom and he's played Iron Man, it's like the best of both worlds in getting that guy to sign one of these books.
You get him to sign it twice though?
That man, I don't know. It's like Chris Evans' Human Torch Cap book,
Oh, it would be cool to see it in between his fist. Like each of the fists, right? Like I think that would just be perfect signature placement where even if it bleeds over a little bit into both of them, that'd just be funny.
Okay, so when Robert Downey did the CGC signing, however long ago,
oh yeah,
do you think somebody just sent in a Fantastic Four #5 just randomly for him to sign?
God, can you imagine?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Probably
there's no way.
Just randomly.
Probably the Russos.
only if
Feige sent one in.
Yeah, Feige sent one. Score. You don't know.
Only time travelers. Time travelers would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really cool, and the Doom Iron Man stuff is only going to grow over the next couple of years. Honestly, like there's some hate going around it. I'm actually quite bullish on this because Marvel did not just cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doom to be lazy. It's part of the story, and I'm curious where it goes. So this is cool. There were 499s on this of this book, which I thought was pretty interesting. This is before, presumably these all came up before what's going on with CGC currently. But this is a good looking comic book.
When Riri was popping off and everybody was buying Riri books, everybody was speculating on Downey coming back as the artificial intelligence.
Totally.
Right. So like the fact that they cast him, like, that's still in play with him playing a dual role. I mean, and we don't even know if they're going to put some kind of prosthetics on him and make him look a little bit different than Tony Stark to full on play Doom. Like,
yeah,
I would let it play
the fact
out.
that he's coming back for Doom is going to tie in to Tony Stark. That wasn't done for no reason. They just didn't say, "Oh, all right, let's cast this huge." They're going to tie together, right? Which I'm really curious to see how it plays out. So, I'm in for the ride, as I've said many times. So, Aaron, I saw you put up the wheel. Do you want to run that now?
No, I was just sharing my screen so I wouldn't lose the tab.
All right.
Yeah. Or unless you want to run it now.
I don't know. I'm happy to do it now.
Why not? We had it.
So if Carter didn't put that book up, you wouldn't have put it up because only I put it up.
No, I put it up for you because you reminded me of it last night, and then I was checking. Like, I know Carter hit me up for some books. I'm like, holy shit, Carter hit me up with the same book.
Man, I can't.
He had sent it earlier in the week.
That's
Ezekiel 3639.
All right, Ezekiel.
Man, Mercenot's rubbing off on me, man.
You get the beautiful Chrissy Zulo variant by courtesy of our friends at the Hall of Comics. They've got an amazing $1 comics for $1 on their website. It's like dollar bin digging online. Check it out.
Cool. All right, let's see what we have next.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's keep with the Tony Stark theme. So this is a book I came across a few years ago.
Bro, that is a tough book to find, dude.
Well, because this was a newsstand. This was only sold at Barnes & Noble, right? So this one is much tougher. So the Iron Man 3, it was 2 issues. They put it together for this single issue at Barnes & Noble's. It's not a trade paperback. It is stapled like a comic book. But yeah, just I have long been a proponent of the photo cover variants, and this Newsy is one that's probably worth keeping an eye open.
So you have this one.
I do have this one. I found this.
We're gonna have to make a trade
many years ago. All right, dude. You know what, dude? If I have 2, I'll send it with the books I'm sending you for pressing.
Hell yeah, bro. Because
Nice.
This movie is underrated for that character that they call the mechanic.
Yeah.
I've got the hot toy of it where he had to fabricate his own weapons, and I just think that was a cool part that got kind of underrated because the script wasn't as tight, but I thought it was a cool rendering of what he could do. It wasn't just because he was a billionaire, he had all this access to all these weaponry. He could just create weapons just because of kind of like the MacGyver aspect of it,
Yeah. I mean, this movie is underrated, I do believe, as well. It's kind of like a holiday movie. It takes place over the Christmas and stuff. So
you never would think it, because I remember watching the movie. I know Shane Black's MO, but I'm just like, this ain't no fucking Christmas movie.
Oh, a 2013 newsstand, huh? So that's pretty late in the Marvel game, or
late in the game, last year of the Newsies.
Jill,
Let me see if I'm going to check my my photo cover box.
Hell
I've
yeah,
got an
man.
extra. It's coming your way, bro.
Hell yeah. Oh, that is good.
I saw a raw copy of this book sell the other day, and it caught me by surprise how much it sold for. So I took a look at it. I remember seeing this when it came out, but this is Carnage number 6. This is a Ron Lim 1 in 15 variant. 9/8 sold just recently for $120. 72 on the census, 48 in 9.8. And this is a Tomb of Dracula number 1 homage.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's so good. Look at that, man.
Hold up, man. I think I got this. Hold on.
You got it?
I think. Hold on. Let me see.
I think I have it too.
Because I remember.
I know I don't have it.
This book was so hot because it was in my box of books to get pressed for CGC.
I couldn't find this damn thing when it came out.
Ooh, Dr. Joe has a 9/8. Will Miranda found this for $8.
That's the way to do it, Will. Well done, buddy. That's the way the game should be played. Igor's found it for 24. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Carnage has a deep enough following. Homage collectors have. There's enough going for this book where it's worth grabbing for the right price, I think.
I knew I had this.
There we go.
Now, here's the thing. This book was super hot. I want to say, I don't even know when this book was. I know this book was hot, but I don't remember the time period, though. I don't know if it was like pre-COVID.
It was pre-COVID for sure, man. This book was like...
But this was in my box to get pressed to go to CGC. You know what I'm saying? Nice. Like a potential CGC book, but seeing that it's not going for anything now, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Tony, if we did have this in 9.8, it wouldn't be listing for 120.
That's funny.
You're killing me.
All right.
What else do we have on the show tonight? All right. This was a viewer submission. This was Rage and Ronin 7142 on YouTube. This book is a freaking ghost, so thank you. This is the Brick City Bunch number 2, Scotty Young cover B. This is from Ursa Studios in 2005. This is so rare that my comic shop doesn't even have this book listed on their website.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'd never seen this before until he sent it to me. But yeah, really cool. The kind of stuff I like to hunt. I assume nobody on the show tonight has this book.
Hell no.
I would listen. Anybody that did have this, they would have automatically be like, "Oh my god, I got it!"
My name's not Stein, so I don't have it.
Yeah, if Stein has this, we're gonna have to cancel him because come on.
I mean, that's the only person I could think of that probably would have this.
Yeah, this is early Scotty Young for sure.
It's that type of book. It's like that type of book that you might find it in the dollar bin, and you're just like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah, totally. This book is certainly in dollar bins somewhere for sure.
Bro, is Scotty Young rookie card, bro? Damn. That is badass, dude.
Does he have books that predate this?
Yes,
I would assume so.
He does, right?
Yeah.
03, something like that.
He's got like he did that little run of Human Torch, right? But I don't know.
Human Torch run is underrated. That is really like, yeah, that was a beautiful set of books. That number 1 is fire. No pun intended. All right.
Linsner, baby.
All right. This is Cry for Dawn number 1. This is the Linsner 3rd print.
Yeah.
First appearance of Dawn. A damn 98 of this sold for $1,700.
That's nuts, dude.
Back in 2020. In June 2020 was before shit went crazy. Like that was pandemic, but that was before like the market went nuts. 76 on the census, 7 in 9.8. 7. That's bananas.
I thought I had this. I've got the second print, right? That is basically the same damn cover.
No, it's very different. The second print cover is very different, but it's also very tough. If you have the second print, like, don't scoff that off. That is also very, very tough.
You know what?
Or is it a first?
I didn't even know there was a third. Like, I knew there was a second print. I didn't know there was a third.
Yeah, this third is really tough, man.
Damn. I like the skull lingerie.
Yeah, that's a nice touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really. I've wanted this book for a long time, and I've never even whiffed this thing in the wild.
So Doc Joe has a first print in the 9.8.
Great book in its own right, Joe. Great book in its own right. Second print is tough. Third print is super tough.
How long ago did what's the time period between the first, second, and third prints?
They were a couple of months. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. They weren't. It's not like comics now where they release a third print 15 years later.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a half wizard. Melon is the best. Cry for Dawn cover.
All right, so the original came out. There's no months on this. So this one actually came out a little bit later. So it looks like late 89, early 90, and this one came out in 91.
Ah.
Okay. According to cover price, the second is more expensive. So you have the more expensive one, Joe.
The second one I've seen it at prices I wasn't willing to pay for, but I've never seen the third in person, which, whatever. Take it for what it's worth. All right, this one's for you, Joe. Vintage Tin. This is from 2006. This is a Campbell sketchbook. I love this. It doesn't appear that he's ever reprinted these. There are 7 copies on the census, 6 and 9.8. But a sketchbook I would love to own. You got it, Joe?
Dude, my heart just fell in my stomach, dude. Are you serious, bro? I have not seen this.
So
what the hell is going on here, bro?
My job on the show, Joe, is to drive you a little bit crazy. Like, honestly, when I'm pulling the slides together, can I find a book that's gonna get Joe worked up?
Can I stump you?
I will have this book by the end of the night.
Well, there's a few. I think there's like 4 on eBay.
Okay.
Somewhere between 125 and 150 bucks raw.
Maybe I have seen. I know I don't have it.
So
That's
Lake,
great cover, bro.
Lake and I were walking around the con, just like looking at actual comic vendors, just to see what they had and like what they were pricing at. And then we stopped at this one booth. They had like 2 different J. Scott Campbell like sketchbooks. And then I don't know what their values are to like just be like, oh, that's a good price. Oh, that's incredibly
Should have
low.
texted me, bro.
Sorry. Yeah.
Damn it.
I should have taken pictures, but they were asking like $50 a piece.
So,
I mean, that seems kind of high, right? For art book?
Not for Campbell, man.
But
not for Adam Hughes. Not for Michael Turner. You guys see sketchbooks that are like old, like 2007, 2008, 2009? Or fucking pick them up, man.
So it looked like it had like where it had like a notepad cover on it. I don't know if that sounds familiar to you. Like,
like yeah. Look at go to eBay and look up J. Scott Campbell sketchbooks. I mean,
yeah, I'll do that or I'll do it during the next book, and then.
Hey, real quick, it looks like Matt DeVoe, or at least someone from Cover Price, is in the house. So, Matt, if you're there, buddy, what's up? I hope all is well.
Hey, Matt. Got to get our hats.
Yeah. I'm tripping.
All right, let's keep the show rolling. Carter, did you send me this one? Was this you?
Yeah. I saw a sale for this. So XMen 92 #1 from 2015. So this is a Second and Charles variant featuring Rogue and Gambit.
Let me ask you this: were all the Second and Charles variants done with BAM as well? Whenever I see them, they're always referred to as Second and Charles.
Mm-hmm.
But was BAM a second store?
Books A Million.
Like, were they connected? Were the 2 stores like
they share variants?
The same guy or something?
Yeah, they share variants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So yeah, because there's anything under the Fried Pie variant moniker too, like later on.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I can find the same sketchbook for $25 right now on eBay.
What, the same one?
Yeah, the same ones I was seeing at the con.
Oh,
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Be
Like,
careful. Some of his sketch variants he reprints.
right, exactly. That's
They're
why.
open order effectively. In some, he's never reprinted. I believe the one we just looked at was never reprinted.
Yeah, so I just saw like at least 2 examples of the same ones I saw at the con for what I thought was like kind of overpriced. Okay. I feel more at ease. So thank you, chat. And Joe.
Everybody's picking on Aaron, right?
I know. It's like, you passed on a good deal.
Real quick, go back to the last one real quick. I just want to say one thing before that. We're talking about, Gambit and Rogue. I mean, given how popular X-Men 97 was, like, these images, they just seem like super collectible. There's that kissing cover they have from the original run. These just seem like they're going to want to be gobbled up over time. So if we go to the next book, it's not quite a kissing cover. Gambit's about to kill her. But that said, this is X-Men Legacy number 241. This is a beautiful Mike Mayu vampire variant, 1 in 15.
Oh, that's got to be. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, 9.8 sold for this way back in 2019. Nothing since, which is kind of shocking. Only 34 on the census, 23 9.8. Sorry to cut you off here.
Oh yeah, no, my bad. I was gonna say, like, I feel like it's gonna be hard to put together a Mike Mayhew 1 in 15 vampire set. Like, I know it took me forever to find that Deadpool one.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure.
I found it at half price books. So, I can't remember if it was like just in their $2 bin or if it was like in their locked up bin, but it wasn't too much. It was a price I was like willing to pay.
Yeah, I mean, this people are saying Gambit's head's at a weird angle, looks a little weird. I hear all that, but this was back in the old school Mike Mayhew days, and I've always liked this book. I
mean, it's a vampire, so like, do they really have bones, anyways?
They can contort their head however they need to make the kills. So
yeah.
All right. What else do we have on the show tonight?
Should have saved that cover for the Blood Hunt run, dude. That would have been like a 10-year wait or something.
Yeah, no shit, man. The race for that, it goes for big bucks.
Yeah.
All right. This is Mega Man number 5. Ninth submitted this book in the chat. He's obviously not on tonight, but this is his book. This is a Greg Horn cover A, only 1 of 3 in the census. We've talked about the Greg Horn Mega Man covers in the past and how collectible they are. And this is another cool one. But shout out to our boy Ian. It hasn't been on in a while, but certainly part of the show.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Greg Horn. So
the Mega Man comics are so short printed and so high. There's a rabid fan base. So these are very good pickups when you find them.
Sonic or Mega Man?
Ooh, DeVoe is saying there was a pricey second print for that. This
Newsy. He corrected himself. Newsy.
Oh, Newsstand. Oh, Newsstand. Okay.
Yes, that's right. I wish you didn't say that. But yes, there is a Newsy I've been hunting for it, but
yeah, copy 801. I definitely agree with that. Greg Hornet is quite the character to meet. I remember going to my first huge con, New York City Comic Con, and he was like one of the first artists I met, and he was like super friendly, like just like super welcoming. And then he was even like, "Oh, jump into my Facebook group too as well. Like one of our mods will add you." And then it's just always comical.
Yeah, I don't know. So my oldest son, he used to come with me to comic shows way back in the day, and he loved Mega Man and Sonics. We'd go around the cons, and we would find one dealer luckily selling any in like big cons. And I don't know, like when it comes to the comics, I feel like Mega Man seems the harder of the two to find for sure, based on just personal experience. So
yeah.
Has more expensive books than Ace.
He does, because I think the Sonic collectors is a bigger base than the Mega Man, but I think the Mega Man are harder to find. Like, you just don't see them. So
No.
All right, what do we got next? All right, we talked about this book on the Hot 10 last week. I found this book digging a couple of weeks ago. I dig a lot, and I have friends who dig a lot. This guy up here, this guy down here. Nobody has ever seen this book, so and I wanted to put it on the show. We like I said, we touched on this was the Woe Book of the Week on Stein's show. I gave it to him for that show because he didn't have a Woe book. I was holding it for this show. So while this is second, it was technically in the queue for this week before the Hot 10 last week. Yeah, this is a Marilyn Monroe. The back cover of this book is Joe DiMaggio. This is a black and white comic book with a poster inside with trading cards. The cover price of this book, and it's not a trade paperback, it is a comic book. Actually, I've got one right here. It is a comic book, right? It is a genuine comic book. It's a $5 cover price back in 1992.
Wasn't nobody buying that.
Like, who the fuck is paying $5 for this back then, man? Like, that was not happening. So here's the centerfold. It's a little risque, so, like, you know, don't zoom in too close on it.
Ew.
But there's trading cards. And you know what I was thinking? Because I'm an idiot. Let's give this book away, too. Let's give this. Does anybody want this book? Let's give it away.
Yes.
Here's what you got to do. Comment on this video, not in the chat, on the video. Because you got to be, if you're not watching it now, you're never going to see this. And we'll give it away next week. This book right here. Why the hell not? I'm a dumbass. There's Joe DiMaggio. If you're a Yankees fan, here you go. I'm from Boston. I couldn't give a shit, but
I heard Joe DiMaggio was a stone cold idiot.
Is it from all the baseball sit ahead? Maybe.
So anyways, nobody's bothered to grade this book that I've been able to see, which is probably an opportunity, a big fat pitch for someone, excuse the pun. But yeah, in the chat, if you've seen this, let me know. I'd love to know if you've come across this book ever. I'm going to give my copy away because I'm a dumbass.
Is it? Is that true?
Oh wait, so Daniel, you have to wait until the show's not live.
Yes, we're gonna. This is in the comments of the video posted on YouTube.
Yeah, so as soon as this broadcast ends, like, you can comment then, and then we'll gather all those comments. All right.
What else do we have on? Do we have anything else? We must have something else. Oh, god damn it, this book. Sometimes I put these shows together and I think to myself, what the fuck are you doing? Because I don't have this book. I've been looking for it forever. This is MARMAX Yearbook. This is from 1993. This is a Joe Mad hologram cover. A 9.8 sold for this book early this year for $142. 35 9/8 on the census, 77 total. My question to you guys is, are there newsstands of this book? I've never seen one, but I would reason to believe that there are.
Would the barcode be on the back then?
It's on the back. It is 100% on the back. And this book is hard enough to find, you know, in any version. But I was curious, are there newsstands of this book? If anybody knows, please hit us up.
Man, now I have to find one because it has Polaris on the cover.
This is pretty cool. Like, people ask big bucks for this book, like $100+ for this book. Whatever this book was, it was not heavily printed.
No.
Have you guys ever even seen this?
For some reason, it looks familiar, but I don't think I've seen it as of.
And this is Max. This is, to be clear, let's not confuse this with the Marvel Max line of the adult books that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's not this. That is not this.
Oh, wow. Someone's saying it has a $20 cover price.
Was it $20? I did not know that. Holy shit. Great point, Paul.
Yeah, so it was expensive back then, so it's expensive now.
Yeah. You adjust that for inflation, you still haven't made any money.
Yeah. I wonder if how the holograms held up all these years, because I know like some holograms can fade out after a while.
Yeah, some of them do die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have one. If I owned one, I could offer something in the conversation. It's a book I've always kind of had on my radar.
Ooh, someone found a CBCS 9.8 on Amazon of this book, so it's probably owned by Wonder World Comics.
Yeah, I mean, he sells on Amazon and he uses CBCS. I would say the odds are that it's Dennis is probably 95%. So DeVoe says there's no newsy for this. All right, good to know, man. Good to know.
Oh wait, it's sold. It's because you mentioned it in the chat, and there's like 70 people watching right now. So congrats on whoever picked it up, or you picked it up back in the day.
All right. I just think that this book is kind of a layup given what's gone on recently in comics. So this is a photo variant of Hugh Jackman. This is X-Men, the movie prequel. There are 24 of these on the census and 9.8, 35 total, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. 30 of those 35 are signature series, which you have to assume are all Hugh Jackman. This book is available in newsstand and direct. I would not go crazy for the newsstand. For whatever reason, in my experience, the newsstands are as plentiful as the directs in this book. But regardless, I just think, as we begin to take in what's gone on with the movies for Marvel, that this is something that over time could be more and more sought after.
Like anytime I see these X-Men, the movie prequels, I pick them up. There's a Ghost one animated cover that for some reason, I guess, like when I was at half price, I found one and I remember showing it to Aaron. And then I went back the following week in that same section and there was two more and they were like 198 had sold for over $100 and something. And I was looking it up and it was a short print run. They're like this one right here is not a bad play to pick up. I mean, early Hugh Jackman, man. I mean, like you got to put
square bound cardstock, so it's not a trade paperback. It's if you think about your traditional square bound cardstock covers, that's what this book is. So it picks up ticks easily, but it can be in high grade because of the rigidity of the cover. But once it gets fucked up, you can talk to Joe.
There's like 5 or 6 covers of these prequel, I think.
Yeah, there's a Rogue. There's a few of them. Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah, Magneto. Yeah, 100%. I grab them every time I find them. I just feel like, given what Hugh Jackman has meant to Marvel movies, that this might be something that people seek out over time.
I just, with the Deadpool movie, they kind of leveled up the Fox characters a little bit and made them more
totally
right and kind of refreshed them, if you will.
Gave them a big hug, some love, and kind of like recharged them. I couldn't agree more, Joe. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, I grabbed it. And you can find these for next to nothing. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad I sold my Electro book back in the day that I found for like $5, the movie one. Yeah. But then I was like, kind of like,
she was cool in the movie, man. I thought Jennifer Garner was pretty damn cool in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of
yeah.
I mean, but is it kind of known already because she was trapped in the elevator?
It was announced. But if you weren't paying attention, you might not have known that.
I didn't think she looked in shape. She looked great. Like she looked like she could make another film right now. I mean, that's like that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I figured people would know because she was trapped in the elevator at San Diego for like an hour.
With who?
Really?
Yeah, she was on her way to the Hall H movie premiere or whatever.
And she got stuck in the elevator?
Yeah, for like an hour.
Damn.
That's brutal, man. Jesus
45
Christ.
minutes? 45 minutes or something like that? Like, it's like on her social media. I don't know who she was stuck on, but wouldn't that be kind of crazy to be trapped in the elevator with Jennifer
Bro,
Garner?
I went and saw this movie with a rowdy crowd when Blade came out. Man, the place just went insane, dude.
Yeah, man. That was awesome. I was not expecting that.
Alrighty. I think that was our last.
That's the show for tonight. That is it.
All right. So big out to all the members of Team Nerd Herd that I got to meet during San Diego. So Geek Driven and West Coast Rob. Sorry I didn't get to meet everyone else. You know, I was just kind of floating around, going with the flow. But make sure you catch West Coast Rob's show with the Saturday morning toy box. Monday with Cover Lovers. Tuesday, Comic Book Women. Wednesday is This Week in Geek. And you're back here with us on Thursdays. And then I know in October, Lucy's going to start up with the Witching Hour show again. So be prepared for that on Friday nights. So that's
leave a comment on the rewind if you want to win the Monroe #1. That'll be in there. So let us know. It's not for a book this old and paper this shitty. It ain't perfect, but it's not a terrible copy. So yeah.
All right. And big shout out again. Thank you. A huge shout out to DeVoe for helping me get tickets to San Diego Comic-Con.
Matt DeVoe is the man. Sign up for cover price. If you're not, you're missing out. I go to that site 5 times a day.
Yeah. And then I definitely want to go again next year. So use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And you can use the code Nirvana over at Bird City Comics. They do eBay live shows. You can also buy from their website. So you can use the code over on their website and sign up for their text line so you don't miss all their exclusive drops. I definitely got my hands on one of the copies of Kendrick versus Drake. So that cover is hilarious. Which was a Bird City exclusive drop, also with Vinny and Television. So, alrighty. And then for all those haters, I did pick up an art book. Boom.
Korea. Oh yeah, man, very nice. Korea.
And then he signed it in the corner there as well.
That looks badass, dude.
Yes, but I mean, if you pick up his art book, you got to pick up
his wife's
Cara Cohen one too.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, so this was actually her last one too. So, like, I got lucky and got her last one. Surprisingly,
man, they make me so happy, man. I love picking those damn things up, man.
And you know, it's odd shape too, so it's like smaller than a comic. So yeah. But definitely very beautiful to meet in person. So,
Mama.
All right, listen. Don't forget to check out Hot Book Alert live on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Carter runs that show. He lets me hang out with him, and we yip yap about comic books. So
sweet. And then Joe and I will be on the Hot 10, so we'll have the full band back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this framed tomorrow, man. So it's gonna go next to some other ones.
I need to get this framed. Is what I really need to get.
Oh yeah, that Mirko and Dolfo.
Mirko and Dolfo, Magic. Like she did really good.
Really nice. Nice.
I think she saw how excited I was when she handed it over. So,
well, I couldn't believe that. Whoa! She gave you just without a top loader. She just gave you the paper.
Yeah, she just gave me a sheet of paper. But I think I was just like so ecstatic. I was like, I don't even know what to do next. How much did that cost? Since it's posted on her website, this was her 9x12 pen and ink sketch, and it was $300.
Stolen from her, right out of her pocket.
Yeah, so I mean, you can go up higher and pay more for more detailed and like I think like 3/4 body or even full body. I believe you can get like 11x17s for like $1,200 or something like that, starting at 1,200, and then you can get more color details and stuff like that.
Nice.
But like Doc Joe, I try not telling everyone about that. But anyways.
All right. Well, that's all we got for tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to Still Chillin' too. I got to meet him as well in person, so that was cool. And I know he picked up a ton of OA, so follow his Instagram to see all the great pieces he picked up. So yeah, like I know he was focusing on OA there at that show.
Expensive hobby, man. OA is an expensive hobby.
Okay, we're gonna get in trouble. So all right, we'll catch you next week. Thank you everyone for jumping in who joined us. It's great to be back, and yeah, we'll catch you next week.